Give it up for Kat.
Yeah.
Give it up for this next comedian. This guy is a big deal. Like, he's pretty tall. Give it up for the Victor Wembanyama of the Austin comedy scene. Give it up for Chris Aiken. All right, how are we doing for tonight? So much energy. Thank you all for coming out to my private recording that I am doing myself for this wonderful quinceañera. And speaking of parenting, I've recently discovered one of the worst parts of parenting, and that's when you end up having to take care of somebody's godson, and then they find your wife's sex toy, and then you discover what they thought it was for, and that's kind of a permanent memory for me. So, me and my girl, we came home one day, and we were out just trying to get groceries, and thought it was a good idea to let a teenager be at home alone by himself, which was not. And as soon as we get home, I'm like, okay, we've lost him, he's gone missing, we've got to figure out where did he go. And at a certain point I hear from the bathroom just the sound of like two fish heads slapping together. And I could do a bit of that impression right now, but I forgot to bring both with me as they had to be thrown away and burned. She didn't want to go look. I'm like, all right, I will be the brave boyfriend and see what our godson is up to and learn about parenting. And as soon as I tried to reach for the door, she closed the front door, and the air pressure, because I wasn't going to find out, I was just going to knock, like, hey, what's going on? You should stop because none of us want this to last forever. And as soon as the front door closes, the pressure opens. It just, and there he is, with an empty bottle of lavender lotion, about to defile this thing, because it had like a hole in the bottom that he had just filled to the top. And thank God he didn't get to the point, like, pants were still kind of on, he was just prepared, lighting some candles, maybe put on some mood music, and ends up just dropping it straight to the floor. And from the sheer force of this thing, like, I had a very adventurous wife, it was just this monster of a thing. We've thrown it away since then and don't do that anymore. It hits the floor, and the contents from inside just rockets itself back out. And he gives himself what I would call a salty Picasso, because there might be some children here. And it's just hard, and he's just crying, why did I close the door? And then my girl, runs in like, what's going on? Like, don't come in here. You don't want to see the aftermath. And I ended up having to call his dad to give him the good news that he was never going to ever come over again. And I get him on the phone, he's like, hey, I've got some great news. He wants to come home now. And he's just like, he tried to have sex with another dildo again, didn't he? I'm like, how did you know? Okay. There's no continuation. He hasn't been back since. And so the other day, my girl takes me wig shopping, because I'm also in a wonderful ethnic relationship, as we all seem to be a part of these days. And mostly because she gave away the secret of why her hair is not Mariah Carey's hair. I saw like an inch of it, and I was like, there's different colors and more hair underneath. So we got to go buy more wigs, and she's like, I could be a new girlfriend. I'm like, it's still you under the wig. And we got to this, I had never been to a wig shop before, like a real one. This wasn't like a Halloween store. This was just, there were bodies that had been hidden underground somewhere, and they just stuck everybody's hair on the sides of the walls. And as soon as I go in, I'm thinking, okay, this is either an homage to native culture, or they're actually running a real business here. And while she's having a great time buying whatever she's gonna go get, I'm having different thoughts of like, you know what, if I was a native, and I walked into this store, I might be impressed. You know, it's like that's a lot of like energy, and you got from your warrior kills that you're just hanging up on the walls, and then he gets pissed off because people are just buying them. Like, you're supposed to, that's cheating! You're supposed to kill what you're doing with it to get the power from the wigs. And I would love to see his reaction when he sees like the multicolored ones, where it's just like, I need to buy like 5 of those and become super powerful. And for me, I'd have like 20 different blonde wigs on, like, yes, I took out an entire cheerleading squad. I have the strength of an extra 20 women. All right, that's been my time. It was a wonderful audience. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Chris. Chris.